Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It's the last Sunday in January. Can you believe it? We made it through an entire month of 2021. I just discovered there's a sticker on my coffee mug and it's going to bother me. I didn't realize it before I put it through the dishwasher, so I was a little worried that it was not going to want to come off, but it did, so we're good now. How is everybody? Awesome, it's really good to hear. Um, all right, so I hope everybody had a good week. I had an interesting week, kind of just across the board. It was weird and unusual. I did get a quilt kit that I attempted to start learning to quilt with, and I think I bit off a little more than I can chew. So, what I'm gonna do, I put it to the side for now, and I'm gonna look around and see what I can find in terms of like placemats or table runners, something small. Start and work my way from there. Um, so yeah. So first, as always, there's Q&A. We've got a little bit of haul. We've got the February Whip Go goals. Um, and then the regular goals for the month of February. Um, so we shall dive right on in. So my first question comes from my good friend Mandy, who says, I'm growing a collection of Krynic. How do you store yours? Well, what I actually do, which is probably an unpopular opinion, but because I find that taking it off the spool, I don't always use the entire length at a time, and it's not easy to put back on the spool once you've cut it. And it's not the sort of thing you can just work off the spool. So what I actually do instead, as horrifying as this is probably going to sound to some of you, I put mine on bobbins. And then I can keep my cut ends as needed. But yeah, I put mine on bobbins and store them in floss box. And then I organize by color. It's one of the few where I don't organize by trying to get comfortable here. It's one of the few things where I don't organize by number or name, because generally when I'm deciding to use Krynic, I'm replacing, not using something called for. Because really and truly, a lot of projects don't call for specific color names outside of your mirrors. So I actually organize mine by color family. So I can be like, I need a sparkly blue, and then there's a sparkly blue. So now my treasure braids, they just go. I don't even try and keep them in an order. I just put them in a drawer, in their own little individual baggies. And again, I need a blue. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Here's my blues. Jean Maxwell asks, have you done Brooks Books Santa Wizard ornament? And I have not. I have it, uh, but I have yet to do it. It's on my to-do list, though. And I think that was kind of it for the Q&A. Um, so, y'all drop me some Q&A, because I definitely enjoy doing the Q&A. All right, so haul for the week. So the first thing that came in was, and I've already got it in use for something, but I got a special bag from Whip It Up Bags. She's in Canada. It's an Alice in Wonderland one, and I just thought the fabric was just too cute. Um, so you can do it either. It's one of those that you can do appropriately enough one way or the other. Um, and it says, and you can see I've already got a project in there. It's got a nice blue polka dot. It's nice and quilted. And maybe this is the sort of thing that I need to learn how to do for myself. Project bags. But it's super cute. Then I got these. This is quilt stuff. I'm not going to show the quilt kit because it's already been disassembled and partially cut apart and all that. but it's quilt panels. This is the Riley Blake Dorothy's Journey from a couple of years ago by Jill something. But it's the big center panel, so it's nice and big. And I got 2 of them. I don't even know if you can see the bottom of this, because that's how tall it is. I can't actually see my screen. Boop. Oh, there we go. So, I got 2 of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's getting harder to find this, and I got a good deal on it, so I bought it. I don't regret this. So... if I could have found some more of her fabric, then I might have attempted that as a quilt, because that would probably be a fairly easy one, because you just have to do that in the center and then do the border, and you could kind of call it a day from there. But I have that now. All right, and then the exciting parts, and not that none of that wasn't exciting, so we're getting ready for Sense and Sensibility to start, so I got my Sense and Sensibility needle winder. The bookmark is on the way still. Let's see. So this one came from Snarky Crafter Designs on Etsy. And it's a little teeny weeny book that says Sense and Sensibility. So nothing too specifically fancy. But I also got, this was a full disclosure, this was gifted to me by Kristen as a thank you for having her on Stitch Mania, the talk show. But inside, and I got the even weave one, so it came obviously with the called for DMC. And she said this one's going to be a little bit more like Jane Austen themed than specific to the book itself. But here are the floss colors for it. All very pretty. The finishing trim, little lacy do. The hand-dyed blue fabric. And it's a much lighter blue than it's showing up. A coordinating cotton backing fabric that's fairly close color-wise to, it's just a little, and it's a little hard to tell, but it is just a little darker than the actual stitching. And then it also came with, and this is really cool, it came with a needle, a bookmark that says, I am as well as everybody else to be perfectly happy, but like everybody else, it must be in my own way. And usually this one is sort of a little bit of a motif spoiler, so that's kind of a tease of what it's probably going to look like. And then a note that says, you'll find everything you need, including this journal. And it has a little biography on Jane Austen. And then notes for part 1 and quotations, part 2. Part 3. A page for the final book review as well as additional notes. And then in the very back, it lists the others in the series. So this is actually really, really cool. I think it'd be really awesome. I don't know if she's going to. It'd be really awesome if she made the journals available separately, because I know there are some people that like to kit things up. But the journal is really, really cool. So I know she did a second batch of kits. There were still some available yesterday. I don't know if there are currently, but you can get it through Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts on Etsy. drop all these in there together. Shake, shake, shake. So my goal for this month on Sense and Sensibility, because it'll be a new start, we'll kind of transition our way a little into that, is going to be to finish part 1. So, all right. So what did I work on this week? That's a very good question. Because to look at my Instagram, I really didn't, and quite honestly, I didn't do a whole lot. Like I said, this is kind of a weird week. So my usual amounts of stitching didn't really happen. So I did at work, and then brought home to finish up a little bit. I did finish up Spring Garden Club, the center part. So this is by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is on Kiwi from by Ronna Whim. Boop. I still need to name the 2 little people. And my goal for next month is going to be to do the lower band below them. And I did do a whole lot of substitutions, so we used some Gast and some Classic Colorworks for a lot of it. So I'm looking forward to diving into the next part of that. Then I also worked on Search the Sky, because what I really wanted to do was finish out Santa and the first reindeer and the sleigh. So this is Search the Sky by Waxing Moon Designs. This is on Frosted Blueberries by Ship's Manor, using the called for colors. I did make a few minor changes on Santa. I made his mittens and the bag green, and I used the brown for his skin, so he would be a person of color Santa. So Santa, sleigh, and 1 reindeer is done. My goal for next month is going to be to finish the reindeer. So there's 3 more reindeer to go, then a moon and a whole bunch of snowflakes. And actually, no, I take that back. It's not all the called for colors. I didn't have Summer Meadow from Gentle Arts, so I'm actually using Yellow Brick Road from Ship's Manor. Then I was tired but wanted to do my stitching, so I started on a stamped piece. That's upside down. So this is a Dimensions kit from 98. It's called A Season for Everything by Karen Avery. There's the pattern itself. And it has you start with the satin stitches. So I got the apples and the flag on the mailbox, and I got part of the flowers done. So I've still got the other part of the flag to the mailbox and the steeple. And then I can move on to winter and start satin stitching it. So I need to find a different needle because that one's not terribly sharp, so I'm having some trouble getting it through the fabric. So my goal for this next month is going to be just to work on it when I feel like it. It's not, this one, the stamped kits really and truly are I'm tired, want to do something, but I need something mindless. So, goodness. So that's what that is. Okay, so the WIP Go goals for this month. First up, we called, which squares was it? It was, I think, 4 and... It was 4 and 20, like the blackbirds that were baked into a pie. My number 4 was 300 stitches on a Mirabilia. So I'm going to be getting 300 stitches on Woodland Fairy next month. So this is... so there's the pattern itself. I did a dress conversion, and a part of why I kept putting it away, I brought it out and put it away a couple of times because I keep miscounting. And finally I was like, no more I've had enough. And I think that was the problem this time. Because I'll have to stop and see. I'm not sure where the problem was. Yeah, I'm not sure where the problem was. But here's where I'm at on it. So 300 stitches probably won't finish out the wing, but it should give me a good start. But here's where I'm at on it. So, actually, if I was smart, what I'd do is I would work on the leaves. That may be actually what I do, work on the leaves. I would like to maybe finish this piece this year. Keyword maybe. Maybe. But we shall see. And I put it in the Alice project bag because it was the one that was heaviest. Okay. The other project was to be picked by my Hufflepuffs. And of course, they picked a new start, so I'm going to be starting this one. It's by the Design Connection. It's called A Beautiful Day, designed by Sandra Cozzolino. It says, every day is a beautiful day. It's got chickens and watermelons. It was a kit, however, it came with this really stiff Aida that I wasn't wild about. So I'm actually going to use Eccentric Sky from Fortnite Fabrics for it. So that'll be started at some point this month. All right. So, moving on to the rest of what I'm going to work on. So, Baba Yaga. This is by Thread Sewer. I'm going to do, my goal is going to be another 300 stitches. So here's where I'm at on it. This was a one-off fabric from Fortnite Fabrics. I named it Double Chocolate Chip. And I'm doing it all in the Etoile 550. Because I thought that would be fun. Alright, then we've got the next of the Hyuga. Oh, I guess I could be showing you some of this stuff a little easier. So, I know how to work things. Whoop. My passcode. Okay. Okay, so Spring Garden Club. For those who don't know, by Frosted Pumpkin, Spring Garden Club looks like this. So when I say the bottom band, I mean this part here. And then I'll do the top part next. Then Baba Yaga is this one. This is Thread Sewer. I tried to edit last week and put pictures in and that just didn't work. So I'm not doing the outer border, I'm just going to do the inner parts. So I'm going to start and probably work my way up alphabet-wise. Okay, so the Hige March, this one actually requires some beads. So this one may not be a complete finish until towards the end. So, but that's what it looks like. It's a cat sitting in the window, and the macrame planter is what has beads. So, it's super pretty. I really love these little patterns. They're so much fun. So I'm doing that on my 16 count hedgehog from Fortnite Fabrics. So there's January and February again. So March is going to go right next to it. Yep. I just pressed a button that made a boop. Okay. All right, then we've got Alice in Wonderland, which I did not reach my monthly goal on because I was tired and was having counting issues. So I'm going to probably work on this one this afternoon. But my goal was to do half of the cat, so that's just going to carry over to next month. So that's as much as I got done. Before, like I said, I was too tired one night to try and count, and yeah. So I may work on this today, I may work on the stamped kit just to try and finish up maybe those flowers. Or I may work on something completely different, who knows? It's me we're talking about. But the Alice in Wonderland, the cat, for those of you who don't know, that's the cat. So my plan was to do, essentially it was to do the tree, and then the next month do the cat himself. All right. Then we've got Zodiac. My goal for this month is going to be 2 stars, or two constellations, as well as 2 moon phases. Or no, I'll do that half the moon phases, and then the next month I'll do the other half of the moon phases. So we're getting close to a finish here. So here's where I'm at. Again, this one's one that doesn't show up too terribly well on camera, but it looks great in person. The gold really does stand out. But here's where I'm at on it. And then here's... that's not what I wanted. So there's the full pattern. So I'm going to be doing Libra and Scorpio this month. And then we've just got Sagittarius, and I think that's Aries. But I could be wrong. So, if I'm wrong, please do correct me. And this is on 36 Count Whimsical Winter by Under the Sea Fabrics. So, all right. Search the Sky you've already seen. Garden Club you've already seen. Quilts is gonna make its is my plan on it is gonna be to finish. So here's Quilts. Here's where I'm at on it. So my plan is I'm gonna finish these 2 houses here. And I think this is on Tiramisu from Under the Sea Fabrics, but don't hold me to that. But here's the pattern itself. So I've got half of these houses, so it's going to be these 2 here. So, and then that should take care of, because I think after that was the only part that was like split across 2 pages. So I'm trying to do them quicker, so that do those now, so that there's less of a line of demarcation, as it were. So, all right, and then my felt stocking, my plan is to do 2 parts. This is a Bucilla kit. So, let's see, bring this out so I can kind of show what I'm talking about when I say 2 parts. My instructions are in the other room, but Okay, so the tree, now not the things on the tree, but the stitching of the tree and its backstitch and its sequins, that's all one part. So my plan is to, and that's considered part 3, so my plan is to do at least part 3, and then I'm going to try for part 4 as well. So, and then here's where, the red that I want, yeah. So here's where I'm at on it. So, oh, excuse me, this is actually part 4. So this is part 4. And then looking at it, 5 is 5. 6 is a whole bunch of the stars. Oh, I bet it's 5. I bet the stars are 5 and 6. One problem with these kits is they're not easy to put away. So the tree, and then, nope, those are, yeah, the stars make up 5. 5 and 6 are the stars, so it's like you put part 5 and part 6 together and then attach it to, so. Go in there. All right. So that is the goals for February. Yay! All right, so that's my plans for February. It is a short month, so there's always the chance that I won't quite get there, which, if so, that's okay. Anyhow, that's kind of it for me today. I hope everyone has a terrific week. That February isn't quite as dramatic as January was. And I will see you all next time. Bye!